Hello and welcome to the this. Hi.
Oh,
Hello. Hi.
Oh.
We have a bit left over?
We have one bit left over after that fight. It took so much.
I used all of my bits as well.
It was quite a fight.
It was good.
So I said this publicly to all of our viewers too, but I also want to thank you guys in front of the Patreons. Thank you guys.
Hey.
Thank you. We used 2 of the cards.
Yeah.
Very
Those
good.
cards came in handy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And only one time did I not get to finish a sentence, so I appreciate it. Like, oh yeah, you don't get to know that. That's fine.
Barry used one of the cards to kill a fleeing.
Yeah. Chase him
Perfect.
down.
Yeah.
Perfect. It is so bearing.
Happened to have that bonus action ready too.
It's evidently my thing. Not the knowing
No,
the
that
rules,
was
just
perfect.
the chasing people
That
down.
was perfect.
No, the knowing the rules is definitely not your thing. It's
Oh
okay.
no, that's a team
That's
effort.
what the rest of us is for.
And I will readily admit this fight they had dramatically appropriate hit points.
Okay.
Yeah.
First off, these guys had a lot of hit points. Too many probably. So, but they were knocked way down in the early stuff. But this encounter was kind of this was built for a different thing, and I grabbed it. And that's why I was like, I don't know who's who. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make this guy. But essentially, they were who I wanted them to be.
Essentially.
Essentially.
Well, I mean, I mean, with the stat block, so I kind of, I was like on the fly, like, bandit captains, they have scimitars. Fuck off, right? So I gave them unlimited daggers and long swords.
Unlimited daggers.
I'd imagine like after
Dagger
the
space.
fourth one, the lock is just like, how many do you have?
Yeah, literally, they're unlimited daggers.
I mean, if you're only throwing 1 per round, even just a modest 6 daggers is
You're not the one dodging the.
feels like a lot. No, I'm usually on the other side of the daggers.
Well, they wouldn't need the daggers if they weren't stuck in place.
That's true.
So that was.
That was.
It was great. It was
This
great.
was really fun.
was
Especially
fun.
like we haven't been in an enclosed space. Well, like, besides when we were with the Queen.
Nightmare
Yeah.
fuel.
Yeah, but like this was really fun.
Yeah, this is a very tight space.
Yeah.
And
It's
the
fun.
combinations that we did here were really, really interesting. So we started out with you guys just going out there to scout it out, and that turned into something totally different, completely
Yeah.
different. Where we were doing that. So we hit this like great creative way to weaken them, get an
Yeah.
advantage, and still it was so difficult.
It
Yeah.
was, it was rough.
In a good way. I thought.
of course,
yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, I mean, if they weren't, essentially half of them were poisoned with disadvantage on everything. And I was rolling like shit, but I was also rolling at disadvantage like shit.
Yeah.
Tends to happen.
Yeah.
So all in all,
The times when you hit like 20 and 23 on disadvantage just made
Yeah.
me go, why? You're
well, that's because I was getting 1s and 2s on disadvantage. I'm like, yeah, that's great. So I'm trying something new with planning sessions out and coming up with like, okay, so I think this is scene 1, 2, and 3, and 4.
Oh.
Like essentially kind of trying to do 4 scenes. 2 before the break, 2 after the break. Obviously a combat is going to be longer. For this one I had, first scene was fight or deal with the outside. And I kind of figured that was going to be the first half. And then it was going to be the fight inside was the first scene in the second half. Obviously, I'm like, okay, so scene 4 that I had planned, we're not there yet. We'll get to it next
Combat
week.
always takes way longer than you think it will. Always, 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 especially when they have that many hit points. So it's one of those things, it's hard to plan around combat.
So, I mean, so that's for me, going forward, that is like, okay, so just different planning. But
Well, to be fair too, since we snuck in and invited them all in, there were now 7 inside, as opposed to if we had done something outside to lure them away or get them.
But
then there was
I kind of love that we had them all in that tiny enclosed space because they were having to crawl all over each other in order to get to us, and then with the spike growth, keeping them even more limited. I mean, it was rough on us too, but it was a situation like what you have in a real life fight where it's like you're so encumbered by your own people that you can't effectively fight.
It was
I
in
thought
my
somebody
mind.
was gonna come down. One of you guys was gonna come downstairs. I was like, don't make me drop this.
I was like, nope, I'm staying. I'm keeping my squishy sorcerer ass right here, thank you.
But it was the visuals that I was like conjuring while we were in this fight, because this was like a minute, like this actual encounter. It was so much fun because it was just like it was legit chaos. Like
It really was.
it was, but fun. It was really fun because like people were flying, barrel from thunder waves, things were flying all around.
That was amazing. You killed 3 people.
That was so cool.
I like that image too of Locks in the middle of chaos, just like, oh, sorry, you know, like.
I like how you went out, came back,
Yeah, it just kept going.
saved this guy's reputation.
I did. Well, because I have a feeling too. Thomas is great at this too. He's great at bringing back characters that we've established before, and like you do this. You tie it in with like what's happening. So I was like, since I kind of know his playing style, I'm like, oh man, I don't want him. Well, he'll be like being let off to prison later, you know, like. And I was like, no, I don't want him to. We like Clive. We like Clive. So like,
We do like Clive.
Who was Clive?
I think that is
That's
hilarious.
so
That
funny.
Haldor never actually was like.
Talk to that guy.
You just see the.
He's always
finished
doing
product.
like this over there, or he's inside the house, or fighting with this guy.
I imagine.
We bring you dragon claws. They're from him.
Yeah.
And they're delicious.
In the aftermath, Locke kind of like using the quarterstaff to like. He goes up to each body, and every time he realizes that there's no life, he's like.
Yeah.
But he's looking at them, and he's like, none of these people look like princes.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Let's
Yeah,
wait till we're actually next in game, because that's gonna be when we go back in and deal with that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm very excited to find
Well,
that
you're
out
getting,
and
the
be
patrons
like,
are getting the exclusive.
He's
Maybe we
looking
did.
around, and he's basically getting depressed by the carnage. He's like,
Oh.
what's wrong?
Well, yeah.
If I was Ruckus.
I was about to say that's a ruckus move.
That's a Barry move too. Let's be real.
I'm not being that
here.
brutal with Barry. First of all, he's only hunted deer to sell. That's fine. That's
And
like
eat.
And eat. That's a need, you know. And this other guy he lopped the legs of. That was a little Ruckus. He thought he was gonna stop him from running, and then you guys can heal because there's goddamn magic here. And so, but no, that's not how it works. And so, yeah, I did.
You know, I was going to use Mind Sliver, and I feel like someone has used it on me.
I really liked this, and this is just another. I loved this actual. Did you create these from scratch?
The
layout?
terrain pieces?
Yeah.
I mean, so these we've had. So these are, we've
For
had
the like
these for a
actual
while.
house thing that you built. I loved the layout of this fight. I just thought it was so cool that there were like.
The two
They were-
layers.
I mean,
Yeah.
so,
like you could kick him in the face. You were like tried to mind pop him. You know, like I thought this was really
So,
fun. It was really fun.
So I mean, this is designed to be a kill hole, right? It's like this thing. They are protecting something here.
Oh,
And so
I see.
they are have this up here specifically to shoot people coming in.
Oh.
So
We were able to get real close to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good.
well, yeah, because you were able to get right up to him with the whole just pastry gag.
And who knew that ring was going to be like so powerful for us and so useful?
In this moment.
we are never giving that back.
Yeah, fucked up.
Yeah.
That was fun too.
I
still
While
look
doing
like
push-ups,
the
you
sky,
feel a pain
right?
on your. Feel a pain on your hand. Remember the ring? That was good.
Poke, poke, poke.
Yeah.
My first thought was sorry. My first thought was to make you do an intelligence check, but I'm like, that's just
Aw.
terrible.
That's just
I'm like, no, you know it's there. I don't need to,
But no, this was a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
I'm always a big proponent of the enemy has as many hit points as is dramatically interesting. Because I've definitely had fights where the players got really good, really good attacks and took out 3/5 of their health in the first go. I'm like, no, that's not fun.
and this was the opposite. I mean, so the first one who died was you, between what you did to him, and
I feel like you were
I think Haldor. I don't know who hit this guy, but he was dead.
on his way out.
He was appropriately dead. And then obviously the heat metal guy was appropriately dead as well. The guy you cut in half was appropriately dead.
Hey, sure.
He had 40 hit points left.
Oh, did
and
he?
you did 44 on that critical hit.
That's
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
just so it was the last couple that I was like, yeah.
No, it's definitely a balancing act because it's like, you know, I could make you do the next 5 hit points and drag this out for another 15 minutes, but that's not fun.
Yeah, yeah.
You got it was a decent ability soak as well. I mean, I have 1 spell slot left. I lost my channel divinity. You know what I mean? Spell slots for everyone else have been used up.
Yeah, I've got a 1st level and a 2nd level and 2 sorcery points left. So effectively,
I was gonna say, and it's 8:30 in the morning.
yeah.
So
I have no more 2nd level.
cool. Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for going with this. I really appreciate it again. Thank you.
Nailed it.
Thank
Our magnificent control room.
It was a great day.
It was a great
Great day.
I feel like tomorrow's gonna be
Rough.
tomorrow's gonna be shipping a lot of things because it's been we're backed up. It's, our shipping's constipated.
Try prune juice.
Get out.
But we probably want to look at our vMix system because every show is now like different, so just because it's like, oh, add this, add that, and then so probably want to standardize things.
You're getting powerful eyes from the
You're
control
getting
room?
the scary mannequin doll eyes from James.
Yeah.
Doctor Who, anyone?
Well, yeah, because it's so if you're in
I
the
need
if
my
you're in the
money.
natural one panel, none of the buttons work right.
Is that right?
Yeah. If you're in the Chaos Agents vMix, but the nat one panel doesn't work.
Oh.
When we started, they were identical, and you didn't have to be in the right one.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we added different inputs and added new cameras, and suddenly everything's all over the place. Which is where yesterday I was like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, jeez.
It wasn't awful. It was fun. It had a
It
little
was
flavor.
fun. I like that.
Yeah. So anyway, that is definitely not any one person's fault. That is the tech that's been corrupt over time.
It's a maintenance.
Yeah.
Well, and it's one of the things where it's like maintenance or tear it down and be like, okay, we know what works. Build it all the same.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I ripped out all of Dream Tech. So, all right.
Oh, I'll bet you did not, but that was fun.
Not bad. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
See ya.